Hello, how are you? It's Margot Mastery. I am so excited to be here live tonight and share our next topic. I have a lot of updates. I have not been live in a while, and I am super excited to be here tonight with this special live. We have a lot of upcoming cool topics this year that I am just crazy, crazy excited and thrilled to share. But before that, and before talking about tonight's topic, I want to give you a little bit of an update about where I've been, my company. If you are watching the replay or live, please let me know in the comments. If you are on email, please hit reply so that we know that you are listening. And if you like the topic, feel free also to share what you want to see. Um, so, the past few months, I actually took a real social media break. Now, we all hear a lot about this, and I want to spend a few minutes in talk about what a social media break really means and why it's important. Now, my business is really based in social every day, to a degree, all day, 24/7. It's not just about posting and engaging, it's about our website and all of these things that come in from it. Now, you also have to run your business. You also have, separate from your business, your daily life. And now, when all of this comes to play after a while, your mental health and your overall being can start to diminish because you're on such a schedule, an autopilot, that you just don't know any other way. Now, last year, I think I talked about this in a previous video. I had a procedure done on my back. And then from there, I got really sick. And when I got really sick, it was it was like an eye opener because it helped me see all the hard work that I put into my business, that things were able to go on. My team was able to go on, and things were able to run without me. Now, a lot of things need me to run. However, my systems and strategies what really held things while I was able to recover and be on the other side. Now, for me, just speaking honestly, that real rest was like way overdue. It was like really way overdue. And I say that because it was so hard for me to pull away because so many great things happen in my company and with my team and with my clients that it's like I'm addicted to what happens. Now, in my rest time, when my surgeon has said to me purely to stop everything, it was hard because even when I stopped, there was more things to stop. Life built up, mail, obligations, my kids, all of these things built up, and some things then became past due and neglected, let's say, or overlooked. And to catch up from that was like holy livers of mountains, like literally. And I have to tell you, even with everything, what little things that did go overlooked, in the big picture, my business was able to run. Now, taking a mental health break regularly is just so important. Now, I used to do that. However, if you didn't know, and now I'll share this, I'm divorced. I'm a single mom with two kids, and life for me changed a lot. And when life changed for me a lot in this ways, it was reshifting business in a way that worked, that my business can still run, however, and still be a healthy mom. Now, in that shift, so many things came about. I bought a home. I had to grow the business more. I was able to dive in deeper into things that I love. And the big announcement here is that we renamed the company. So a lot of you know us as Marco's Bookkeeping, and then we renamed it to MM Accounting for like 20 years now. Our new name is Heartfelt CFO and Tax Services. Now, you all know my tag name in terms of Heartfelt CFO. So we did that in terms of tax services because we don't just do bookkeeping. We're fully comprehensive in all of the services. We have a partner firm who does the taxes, and we are working diligently in bringing that in-house as well, that a team in-house is doing tax returns too. So no matter where you are in the journey, we can help you, and we are excited to help you. On that note, our website is completely revamped. Heartfeltcfo and taxservices.com. You could also go to margotmassery.com, but use the new name, Heartfelt CFO. I'm going to put it in the comments here near this live. And if you are in email, the signature and everything was updated. You're going to see there all our services are updated and clean and just encompass everything that we do. Planning, tax prep, bookkeeping. If you go to the packages page, it's going to tell you how to work with us, and it's going to introduce you the 4 different packages that we have. There's also one-off services that are coming as well. So no matter where you are on the journey, we can help you. We also are building an education page where you have some videos that you can listen to as well of topics that we feel that are important. And most importantly, at the end, to contact us when you're ready for a consult. We hope you jump in quicker than later so that we can help you before the mess piles out. Now, when you go onto the website, I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear what you think, so that you know what's there. If you're missing something and you want something, but it's a fully comprehensive website at this point, and there's a lot of things on there to learn. And we are full service. So I'm going to go back a minute and then jump into this topic for tonight. Um, my health journey has been something really like long in the making. And I started to work with a health coach as well. And with that, I learned so much. I learned a different way of eating. And when you stress in business, a lot of people were like overeat. And in my case, I was like under eating. I was like juicing and smoothies and stuff like that, because I was like a powerhouse into doing things. And, with that, I was loving it. However, my body wasn't getting the nutrients that were keeping me healthier and healthier. And we think like, oh, this seems healthy or this seems healthy, but it's the package overall. And I want to bring this into bookkeeping, accounting, and tax is how you do one thing is how you do another. Now, I've been getting a lot of emails recently about people that have high tax debt around doing their own bookkeeping. And that's okay. That's okay. Lots of times it happens. We think that it's saving money doing our own bookkeeping, and then we get a high tax bill. However, then the end of the formula is we don't have an accurate way to look at our business to make healthy decisions. Now, the topic for tonight is the wrong or excess inventory throttling your business? We have some clients who are in the real estate business, and in their places that they sublet, they can have inventory businesses, or maybe I have some developers who have like soup businesses and different things, or just purely manufacturing where they're not sure about stocking inventory. You also can have this where if you're in a product and a service-based business, is that where to spend your time and sales so that you can increase income. I've noticed with being hiatus a bit in social media and going behind the scenes more and doing a lot more listening is that people are struggling with cash flow. And they're struggling with cash flow simply because they don't know where to go to find their own numbers. They don't even have access. And if that's you, at the end of this live, or if you're watching the replay at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about our basic package that encompasses things so that you can know your numbers no matter where you are in the journey. So, not having access to understand your numbers for your business, it's like traveling without a map. It's like I'm in New York, it's me going to Georgia and just getting in the car and going. Actually, it's traveling in the dark with no light. It's really just going in there and I'm hoping. How do you get into the car and go to Georgia from New York without a map? You need a direction. And the best way to get a direction is with somebody who's done it. Now, you see a lot when it comes to stocking inventory. You see this a lot when it comes to stocking. We also see business owners that hold off on hiring a team. So now that we see this a lot, what happens is that They hold off on hiring a team, or they're selling everything to increase income. So they don't really know where to spend their time. So if you're following along with me already, you could be confused. It's kind of like, where is this going, Margot? Learning to stock inventory, learning to set your team, learning to be in the right area of sales in terms of what you sell, it all is the direction of increasing income. Because if you overstock inventory and understock team, you're not going to get to a bigger profit. A bigger profit is knowing how to stock inventory, a good team to increase your profit. They could happen together, they could happen independently. Now, what is the importance of stocking inventory? Like, why do we even have to? Can't the order just come in and then it goes out? The benefits are is that you can fulfill incoming orders easily and you can raise profit. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a different story here, but you can fill incoming orders. Now, stock, when you fill incoming orders, it's the same thing with a service-based business. Do you have a team that could fulfill the service-based needs of the business of your sales? I have to tell you, at points in my business, before I knew when I needed to hire someone, it was hard for me to bring in work because I didn't know, because I didn't have the people. So I didn't want to sell. And a lot of people tell you sell, 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 and worry about delivery later. Until I figured that sweet spot internal on what to do, was I able to hire properly. Because if you hire too early, then your payroll is too high, which it's okay too, because you need your team to have time to get on board. Now, if you're in a service-based business, you're wanting to watch the manpower to fulfill the sales. Now, jumping back into the inventory, you can't raise profits if you can't fulfill your incoming orders. Then you can't pay your rent and all of the things that come from that. Now, in a service-based business, it is important to know where your best use of time is. Why? I'm going to give myself, for instance, we have had a long time about 3 packages, and reviewing my sales last year and my clients, my income, I noticed that I had a 4th package going on with clients that I really wasn't sharing. And it was really helping people upon the journey to get to the higher level in business by being in that area. It was really like a monumental package, now called Proactive, on our website. If you go to our website and you see the packages page, and that Proactive is kind of like the bump up to our seating, which I'll go over later. So why do you need to know where to spend your time in service? Because that's what the clients want, and that's what the clients are buying. You may want something different than what the clients are buying, but it doesn't matter what you want. What you want is what the clients are buying. If you feel that you want something different in business and it's not selling, that offer needs to be reviewed. Now, as an accountant, you may be asking, why is this important? I see people's cash flow at this point last year and this year starting to tank, not be able to pay the expenses. They go high, 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 but they're not doing income generating activities. So how do you know what is the best use of your time? I've had clients in the past who stock inventory that they thought was smart, but they were wrong. Now, they were wrong, and the result was a consistent revenue lost and missed opportunities. Now, I have this client in the spa-based business, and she sold inventory. She sold products because the clients were asking. However, it was not the best use of her time because the profit was very low. The profit was very small. What was her best use of time was actually doing the services that helped pay the bills, helped pay payroll, and all of the necessary things to bring in the business. How did we know that? By bookkeeping and accounting process. All because they were doing their books themselves, they were doing it incorrectly. Now, when she came on board, she was not spending her time correctly. She didn't know where her best ROI, return of investment, was. So she was just doing everything, which was really serving nobody. Now, what is the golden rule for inventory? Count free. Poorly arranged inventory and spares inside the warehouse is bound to result in messy storage and pathetic accountability. So you want to arrange things in a way that you can see them. This will further result in waste and incur extra time. So if you buy the inventory, you have to spend the time around arranging it as well. It's not just buying it and having it there, and when the client sits there, you literally go stack through. You have to stock it well so that when the inventory, when the sales come in, you can fulfill the orders in an easy way. You're also watching time around your staff. So if you find yourself in places where payroll is getting higher and higher, or you don't know why it's high, but sales is low, all of this scope creep all over the place plays a role. Now, this will further assist in waste of time and incur extra work, like we just talked about. Inventory should be neatly arranged and visible and count free. When you go in there and when you look at it, you want it to be really, really clean. You put labels and you take the time. Because what happens is that also you could be stocking inventory that you don't even know. Now, let's take this to the service-based business. In the service-based business, what happens is that I have people that they overhire and that they have less income and they have less delivery, and then I have more delivery and less staff. It's a sweet spot to learn that. Now, how do you know that? To know how much income you need that one person can handle depending on the business. So now, if they're part-time, full-time, all of these things matters, and this is where bookkeeping and accounting pays for itself, because then your expenses become higher when you don't have bookkeeping and accounting. Not only your average daily cost, but also your taxes. Now, the 80-20 rule is 80% of results come from 20% of efforts, customers, or another unit of measurement. Think about that. Now, how do you determine the right amount of stock? There are 4 critical steps when it comes to this. Track your inventory. Review your company's past and current inventory data is a great way to uncover sales and better predict how much stock to buy. Now, going into what I shared before about my business, I realized I had a 4th package that was the service that I was delivering, but not really selling. So I didn't put out there that package that now I do have, which is called Proactive on our website. You want to calculate your inventory turnover ratio, review your internal lead time of supplier lead time, and factor in safety stock. Extra for just a little bit cozy extra. Now, when you work through those steps, magic happens, but you don't skip steps. You keep each one in line with the process. Now, why is this all important? Right? Why do you need to focus on inventory? Why do you need to focus on the team? Why do you need to focus on income generating activities? Income generating activities always make sure that leads come in, the nutrients and the health into your business. I tell you, last year and even now, I have a client who's having a hard time meeting her payroll. Why? Because what happened is that it's where the team was spending the time was not producing income, but the team showed up, they did their work, but it was not producing income. When you think about that, when the team is spending their time on things that are not producing income, what happens? You can't pay payroll, you can't pay rent, you can't pay expenses, you can't pay salary. So the important thing is that where does the income generating activities come in? First thing in the morning, get that done, and then it goes into other things of client delivery. You always want to get that marketing stuff done early in the morning so that your income generating activities, you show up every day. You can have automation, you could have an assistant, there's all these things. However, there's nothing different than you and you doing it yourself as a business owner. Now, some of you as my business owners live or in my email list can be several million, several hundred million, billion, thousands, wherever you are in the journey. But being part of that process is so, so key so that things don't tank. I've saw people in the 7 figures and beyond business tank because they weren't doing this. And I see people in the 5 and the 6 and the high multiple 6 all over the map. So income generating activities is something that you have to do consistently to show up. Now, stocking inventory in the right way is really the best thing that you can do and follow those steps. So I want to talk more about this spa client of mine. She bought it, and it was basically not only just killing her profits, the stuff didn't even end up selling. And the customers who asked for it didn't even end up buying after she went through that whole headache. So you have to know that there's really a demand to put that type of investment into your business to take up cash. When you take up cash, it needs to be for the right reasons. And now it could be a guessing game. I'll tell you, last year I realized some bad things that I did in business that I thought were good. I joined this group that I thought was good to promote certain things that I was doing, but ends up, stuff that I was doing for myself, I was doing for them, and I could have just done it myself. And because I already had those skills. So you have to judge how you spend your time and your money to have the best productivity. Now, I want to share with you this basic package. Why do I think it's so important? This basic package is so important. We call it seeding, is because it's the month end close. So no matter where you are in the journey, right? If you're a real estate developer, my developers out there, my business investors out there, this is something that is your month end process, hands down. Now, because that's your month end process, you get all encompassed that you have your numbers. Now, the question is also, it's not just having your numbers, it's what you do with the numbers. And that's where working together with myself and my team becomes monumental. With this, we get regular calls together. We have assistance if you have some financial emergencies. For a client, I tell you, it was towards the end of last year. We helped them get a line of credit. He wanted to take a loan. The line of credit was better because it was less of a demand on the terms, and it was more realistic for the strategy to pay back. Now, a lot of people out there are going to tell you to borrow and to use other people's to help grow, to help other people's money to help grow for leverage. As that is a great strategy, the better strategy is attached with someone like myself to help you have a strategy to make sure that you can pay it back and that the liability just doesn't sit there. Loans and liabilities are not okay to sit down there without a strategy to pay it back. Now, you can say hope and a prayer that all of these things are going to come in, but that's not the way it works. You need to think about it before so that even if it's minimum payments, that you're doing your job to pay it back. Now, with this also, we're going to help you maximize deductions to make sure that your expenses are categorized. We find a lot of people step over their credit card statements and debit statements. We're going to manage aspects around the balance sheet, deposits and expenses matched against your bank statement so we could itemize the income accordingly as we talked about tonight. Generate the statements and month-end reconciliation to help you make sure that your business can make good decisions. Now, this package is a basic. You can always go up from there. We have tax prep. We have tax cleanup. This is a basic monthly package I wanted to share so that you have a place. No matter where you ended the last year and going into this year, that you have a strategy for going forward. Now, again, if there's anything my health journey has taught me is to have a process to depend on. And not having everything in your court, it is the best thing to do because as a business owner, when you need to step away and to come back, coming back to messes is the worst thing that you can do. So I invite you to come sign on for our seating package. We would love to have you. Our services have really monumentaled up, and we would love to have you and know more about you and meet you and talk more about your company. I hope you enjoyed today's live. And if you're watching the replay or in the emails, please say hello, hit reply, let us know what you liked, what you would like to see, how this resonated, any tips or tricks that we helped you with, and anything else that you might need. I look forward to talking to you more and see you in the next live. And I hope that you respond so that I get to know that you're watching. And as always, around this live, feel free to give us some love, give us some comments so that we know that you're here. Talk soon. Bye.